What's the best training program for weight loss?
Don't you want to look good naked?
When it comes to thinking about your training program in the specific realm of weight loss, I think that's where some people actually go completely wrong. So when we're talking about training and we're talking about weight loss, training should be to maintain your muscle mass when you are going into a diet in order to lose body fat. So let me clear that up a little bit. When you're training, when you're in the gym lifting weights, you're basically sending a signal to your muscle that says, hey, stick around, I need you to lift these weights. That's important when you're going into a dieting phase or you're looking to lose weight or lose body fat, because when you're losing weight, we don't want you losing that muscle, right? You want to lose the body fat. So a mistake that a lot of people make is thinking that they need to change up their training or do tons more cardio or switch up their training program when they're going into a fat loss phase or going on a diet. But that is something that you don't want to do. With your training, you want to focus on continuing to push yourself in the gym, following a program specifically that is going to help you to change your body composition, which would be more of a hypertrophy style program, especially if you want to get the most efficient results. Changing your body composition comes down to having enough muscle mass and then losing body fat to be able to unveil that muscle mass. So that's where that toned, defined physique comes from. Focus on what you're eating. Focus on making sure that you're in a calorie deficit in order to facilitate that body fat loss. In the gym, you should be focused on maintaining as much muscle mass as possible. So that's gonna come from following a structured program where you're implementing progressive overload, taking your sets close enough to failure that you can facilitate those effective reps, right? That's where we're building the most muscle, or at least maintaining the most muscle. That's what you should be doing in the gym. Don't try to switch up your training program because you changed your diet or because you're looking to lose body fat. Focus on maintaining as much muscle in the gym, and then the fat loss will come from more so your diet and then maybe a little bit of extra cardio within that. Another mistake people make is thinking that when they start a diet and their goal is to lose weight, that they have to increase their frequency, going to the gym. So if you were going maybe 3 days a week or 4 days a week, they're thinking, oh man, I need to start going 5 days a week or 6 days a week. Again, you don't want to be doing that. You should be focused on maybe 3 to 4 days max. I only train 4 days a week in terms of lifting. And then again, if your goal is to lose weight, we want to make sure that it's coming from the body fat, not from your muscle. So focus on the days that you're in the gym and you're lifting, giving as much effort as you can to hold on to as much muscle mass as possible, but then also realizing that you still need to recover. So you don't want to be burning yourself out going to the gym 6 days a week. Trust me, been there, done that. It's a recipe for disaster and for doing a lot of work and not getting any results out of it, or at least minimal results. So you want to make sure that you're not burning yourself out. You need to focus on recovery, especially if you're going on a diet or if you're going into a fat loss phase, because we know that when you put your body into a deficit, it's going to have less recovery resources available. And when I mean recovery resources, I mean when you're literally consuming less calories and less fuel, your body is kind of in this mode where it's like, okay, I have less fuel coming in, so I'm gonna preserve as much energy as I can for survival mechanisms, my heart beating, just breathing, things like that. You need to make sure that you're managing those recovery resources so that you can actually create that deficit and also maintain it and sustain it for a period of time. Because if you're looking to go into a dieting phase or a fat loss phase, it's not going to happen overnight. You need to, be strategic about that and make sure that you're not burning yourself out from the get-go. One other thing to pay attention to is that if you are on a diet or you're in a fat loss phase, make sure that you're not putting too much merit in the amount of calories burned on your tracking app, or if you go, on a treadmill and it says you burned X amount of calories today, or in your MyFitnessPal it says, oh, you can add this many calories back because you burned this much doing this. Don't pay attention to that. If we are looking to lose body fat, we need to make sure that we're not adding calories back, especially from things that are very, very inaccurate. What you put in your mouth, you're gonna be able to control a lot more than what you're expending on a daily basis, and you're gonna be able to track that a lot easier. It's really hard to have an accurate track of our energy expenditure day to day, so we can't necessarily rely on that to be super accurate. Again, focus on what you can be accurate with, and that's where the results are really gonna come. Women, We believe